everyone, Senrai Kai here, back with episode 10 of Mieruko-chan. And last episode was a pretty exciting one because Miko now has to deal with having a possible serial killer as a teacher at the school. So that's kind of a rough thing. Like, he didn't actually do anything in the episode, like, criminal, but he's lurking around, dark, ghosty shadow thingies are around him. You know something's coming, and Miko is kind of mentally preparing for that. Also, we had a nice little scene where she walks in on Yuria in the stall, just like in the process of bringing the wiener to her mouth, and because she was interrupted, she was just kind of left there awkwardly, sitting there, mouth open, wiener right in front. Blushing intensifies. I felt bad for her, but it was quite a funny, cute scene. But luckily, she kind of got some happiness in the episode too, because she got to hang out with the gang and go in a haunted house, which was especially great for Miko because she got to do like a fake haunted house thing rather than a real haunted life. So she got to find some enjoyment out of that. But yeah, that was a pretty exciting episode. So let's jump into this one and see how things go. So 3, 2, 1, play. I think that recap summary that I did was more or less accurate. Crows, that's never a good sign. I think I offended it. Delivery of some sort? Oh, Zen's place. I can't stop staring at that mole. Yeah, how do you trust this guy at all? Just everything about him is so sketch. Also, and that's a big thing too. If crows just naturally gravitate to your apartment, that says something about you. I wonder who could that be? I think the crows are trying to tell you. Just a brave lady coming to the crow part of the apartment complex. I wouldn't want that. That was blood. That is definitely blood. I doubt it's his blood. Sure, but on what? That's the question. Just waste of perfectly good food. Last time I bring you Nikujaga. Well, at the very least, I think we're gonna get more into his character this episode. Jesus, even's got that grainy filter, whatever you call it, to really set the atmosphere. And I'm just never in the middle. It bugs me so much. I'm surprised it's in apartment 303. You'd think like 666 or something for his character. Why don't you just peck him? Or all of you peck him, preferably. Signs. Neko sagashite imasu. You can kind of assume any missing cat is found up to his place somehow. Luckily, one at the very least was saved from him. You know, the one that was given to a better owner. We actually haven't gotten any of Miko in the episode yet. Just Zen, our Neko killer. Moody. So like we just wasted all that Nikujaga. It was perfectly good, probably. I really didn't think this would be my favorite opening of the season when I first heard it, but man, is it really get in there. Because I really do feel like I like it more every time I watch it. Because not only are the visuals themselves pretty unique, but the song really just is so good. Especially with the, the panic that they bring to it, because it's a horror anime song, right? So, it's a great song is what I'm trying to say. Just always eating with you, I swear. Yeah, I thought maybe I was missing something, but no, it just didn't make sense. You don't say. I thought she was going to say something surprising. That is a better way to put it, but... Oh. Nice. I did kind of sound... You'll be fine, just do your best. If I was constantly seeing ghosts, I get pretty good at running too. Okay. I didn't think about it before, but man, dealing with a sprinting ghost, like a ghost is really good at running, that would be really scary, because you wouldn't be able to outrun it. I wonder what could have changed her mind like that. She always wants to be by your side. That's just how much she loves you. I'm not really feeling the enthusiasm in her reading. They keep doing it. They keep just having ghosts in this show that just one look at them sends a shiver down my spine. Wait, what did you say? I missed it. I was staring at the ghost. Yeah, I just memorized every single suit in here, in a few days. How hard is that? The other ones we saw in the bathroom last episode. Yeah, what else really matters? So yeah, ghosts definitely do not want to look at him. Is that the same ghost we saw that gave Miko the warning last episode? It probably is. Yeah, that pretty much confirms it. I had a feeling it was. Because, similar dialogue. Just high quality reading material. Yeah, we still got all those very upset, reasonably, understandably upset cat spirits around him. Well, yeah, that happens when he keeps killing them. Number's never going to go down. Unless the ghost cats are consumed by another ghost. Is that what it did? I wasn't sure. Oh, God. It's a good question. Okay, that is her. Okay. I just call her Miko, so. That look of fear. And she definitely doesn't want to look at him, so... man, what a horrible position she's in. Even I'm getting kind of anxiety over here. Sensei, may I be excused? My stomach's not feeling so good. Now, she has a reason not to be enthusiastic. I'm not. I'm looking at my book. Yeah, I don't want to get tears on the book. Man, the bloody... Man, what's he gonna do? Oh, God. Really? Hana. Thank God for Hana. She truly is a hero of this show. Well, I guess it was someone else who ended up leaving. Someone didn't have to fake it to escape. That's one way to change the mood of the scene. Somebody get this girl a sandwich. I volunteer to take her. In fact, I insist. That's what Miko's pretty much saying right there. Because man, the first excuse she has to get out of there, she will take it. Especially if it means, you know, if the means of doing that is helping her friend. No need to apologize. Trust me. Thank you. Yeah, that, man, if there was ever anything that was a true declaration of love, it'd be that from her in this scene right here. It definitely beats the other ones we got in the episode on the track field. Are you gonna escape too? Go see what's up? So she did come. She could hardly say the word. Yeah, it feels weird to say, doesn't it? Having a friend. Or two. I was hungry. You see it like it's not a big deal. So that's what she meant. Reminds me of like the Hobbits, you know. You have a sandwich? Damn. Man, Hana, you are something special. I want to see you go trick-or-treating. You see that aura? Definitely take its toll. Don't confuse the poor girl. Just everyone got quiet all of a sudden. Great damage control there. I wouldn't call that a glare. I mean, yeah, it's always questionable how much she sees. Yeah, she may not see the yabai ones, but she might see the cat spirits and nothing else. I didn't actually put that together, but her hunger definitely could be connected to that. Wow, that actually makes a lot of sense. Like a plot reason why she's always so hungry. It's great. You don't know what's on her mind. You always make these conclusions that are usually wrong. Wouldn't count on that, but I got to watch the show, kitty cat. Yeah, I don't want to repeat of that. Well, she doesn't. I kind of do. Well, she left. And Hana, as usual, has no idea about anything that's going on. Like, it would be really interesting if there was like, you know, like there's like original show where we just watch it from Hana's perspective and she's just confused about everything. You know, she doesn't see anything. And this is like a sequel, and then we finally realize why Miko acts so weird and stuff. That'd be an interesting idea for a show. I guess as long as it's edible, Hana's not too picky. She did inhale. She did inhale 3 pieces of candy earlier. Poor guy. Maybe for you. Mouthfeel. What? Like she likes the texture of it? Or... Just, but if someone has food in 2 hands, you know they're a glutton. Adorable, whoever she is. Yeah, but she is not Genki. I mean, it would be nice to be able to confide in her and tell her all of our problems. I'm sure we could. I mean, she probably wouldn't try to have you committed to some kind of mental institution. I think she probably wouldn't do that. Is there an echo in here? Oh no! I didn't really physically, jump to that, but on the inside, I really did. Uh, Jesus Christ, that scared me. And I guess this is like number 3 save attempt. Because at first I just thought that some ghost, some mean ghost popped the kid's balloon to be mean, and then all that happened. Kids sure are, whatever the line was, Genki. As always, Hana just oblivious of this carnage. I didn't catch what she said. Look at she's holding up 2 fingers. It was hard to tell though. You say that. Yeah. So the ghost had to have been holding out 3 fingers though. Yeah, because that was the first one. Then we had the second one, and then there was this one. Pretty sure it's been 3. But it looks like she's holding up 2 fingers there, so I don't know. Yeah, so it has been 3 times. But yeah, I must be getting confused though, because I could have swore there was a second one already, but I don't. I don't know. I'll just believe the show that was the second time. But yeah, if that's the case, then what happens when you're out of saves? Because that ghost, okay, was about to just murder you. Because I thought there was the initial save when they first showed up, one inside the cave area that they were at, and then this one, but I don't know. Maybe it did mean like 3 after that instance, which would explain things. I don't know. I have a cat in my lap that wants to be pet. That's where my focus is at. Because unlike some people, I treat cats well. So what's the next episode's title gonna be, I wonder? Stinger? What does mouthfeel mean? What is... Like, is that the name of the food? Because that still does seems weird. But... Was that Sensei? Zen Sensei? You definitely do not want to follow him into a dark alley. That's a kitty cat. Run, kitty, run! Or bite him, or both. Oh, God. That is horrible. Yeah, the cat definitely knows he's no good. I don't think you can win this fight. You're probably better off just running. As much as I want to see you bite him, you really should get out of there. You really probably didn't want to come here. But, I mean, like for you, he probably only kills cats. Hopefully. In which case, the cat was saved. That's why I bring your Pokeball. Okay, just Mewtwo and a question mark. Gotcha. Which somehow gets translated into she looks. Fair enough. Okay. Okay, that was the 10th episode of Mieruko-chan. Another good episode, definitely. This one was a little bit scarier, at least especially in the very beginning, because we actually got kind of Zen Sensei's perspective, right? We see this nice, neighbor lady being like, hey, I got extra nikujaga, because I'm a good neighbor, I thought I'd bring some over. And he, fakes gratitude and stuff. And throughout the whole conversation, he's got the chain on there, obviously very cautious, as that's, dark inside. And everything about it just screams sketchy individual that shouldn't be trusted. And, that's to say nothing of the fleet of crows. I'm going to call it a fleet of crows. Even though I think it's called a murder. A fleet of crows just constantly congregating around this place. Definitely reason to be a little bit wary of this individual. But I don't think she picked up on that. Even though she saw blood on his hand, she didn't seem to be too worried, really. And what does he do with her hard-made nikujaga? Just dumps it all out. I mean, that's obviously not as bad as murdering cats, but it's still rude to do. And yeah, like I said, like the grain filter over it as he's doing these things, washing, and it screams serial killer house. I know he's a cat killer. I don't think they've confirmed or denied that he kills people too. Because I'm trying to remember back when we first saw him. I know we mostly saw the cat spirits, but I feel like we may have seen a couple humans too. But I don't know. I'm not gonna rely on that memory at all. So for now, I'm just gonna assume he's exclusively a cat killer, which is horrible, but. We'll see how things go. Because near the end there, I was a little worried that he might have to actually go after the two girls that, despite not being all that important, not main characters, they've got a decent amount of screen time the past couple episodes, really, to the point where actually I recognize them when they're on screen. But yeah, we had all that, and then we have some Hana stuff running, and the show's made it no secret that Hana's a glutton. She eats a lot, but this episode actually gave us a little bit of reason behind it. Yuria kind of talked about it, because she's got this special aura about her, and we knew that too. And we also knew that some ghosts utilize it, dipping it to cook other ghosts and eat them. And it's really possible that process takes some of it away from her, and she needs to eat food in order to replenish it, right? So it definitely makes sense that the teacher there, with all of his badness, dark spirits, that just in itself probably could take a toll on Hana's good aura. I don't know exactly how the mechanics of this stuff works, but it most likely does have an effect, because she does seem to be hungrier than usual. And him being there is the big difference, and he's got so many cat spirits behind him. And we also got the other spirit, which, is most likely definitely the one we saw before, that really doesn't want anyone to look at Zen Sensei. I don't know quite why that is. Is it a jealousy thing? Maybe she was his girlfriend until she died, possibly by him, and now any girl she doesn't like looking at him. Because it could be that, or it could just be trying to warn them to not gain his attention and become another victim. It could be either one, really. I don't think we got enough context to really know what her deal is, but the design is just terrifying. She's got the big, disgusting mouth, some bloody tears, and, just very long neck that kind of bends around a little bit. It's just horrifying. Just completely horrifying, without question. So she's got that, and the cat spirits, and the creepy teacher, all in the classroom at the same time, and she's just sitting there trying to keep it together. But the worst was definitely at around 9 minutes into the episode, right? Because she's got the teacher here, she's got the ghost here, on either side, kind of just being sandwiched between two scary entities, and she's just got to keep it together while she reads the thing and trying not to cry, and it's horrible. But luckily, as always, Hana shines through as a beacon of happiness and comfort for Miko, and she's hungry, needs to go to the infirmary, and Miko, being the good friend that she is more than happy to take her there. And man, was she happy about that. We got that one shot where you just saw just a pure, the happiest I think she's ever looked in the whole show, as she's once again reiterates that she loves Hana, and it was definitely the most believable there out of all the points. Because she said a little bit of that, on the track field, they were talking about it a little bit, but man, it was really felt in that scene. And, Yuria went after them as well. She went for a visit in the infirmary to make sure everyone's okay. And Miko let her know that it was she just hungry, and she offers her candy, and she just like inhaled it, like I think breaking out ninja techniques to eat it as quickly and efficiently as humanly possible, which is definitely in character for Hana. But yeah, that's one way to get on Hana's good side, because we got a really happy look on Miko's face, and then that scene we got a really happy look on Hana's face. And yeah, rekindling the aura, like I said. But I love that one look that she gave Yuria, because Yuria's like talking about the aura and stuff, and Miko was like, because I think they said in the scene that maybe Miko doesn't see the aura like Yuria does, because Yuria doesn't see the yabai ghosts. But I guess they were saying that maybe Miko doesn't see the aura, which Yuria does see. Is that what they said? I think that's what they said. I think that was why she looked kind of surprised. But I guess I can't remember if Miko ever commented on Hana's aura or not. I don't remember. So I'm going to run under the assumption that she doesn't see it. But yeah, I just always love Yuria just jumping to wrong conclusions and getting all worried by herself. And I really don't think Miko's ever gonna choke her out again, but the fear is definitely there in Yuria. And I guess that food is that just called a mouthfeel? Is that what it is? Because when the first time I saw that word, I thought it was just her talking about how it feels in her mouth. But then the other girl said it later in the episode, like it's the name of the product. But I don't know. I mean, it looks good. I won't deny that. But I don't know. The show does have weird food names, Like, what was the one thing called? Shitty Daifuku or whatever. Like, it's got weird names in it. But, yeah, we did go to the park, which was nice, if you can't see ghosts. Okay, I think she talks about the aura here. Hana's always eaten a lot. But maybe this was affecting her way before I could see things. Definitely possible. Even then, it's never affected her like it is now. Yeah, then she just kind of reevaluates some things. And then we had the scene with the ghost kid. Man, this really caught me off guard. Because we see the kid just like smiling, waving, holding his balloon. And, Miko reiterates kind of the comment that Hana made before. So, and then we see the aura go around the ghost balloon. The ghost stuff go over the balloon. And I just thought, ghost being me and popping this poor kid's balloon. So I thought maybe the kid was gonna start crying, and we'd go from there. But then, like, it was so quick too. After we panned back over to him, like, because I don't think the kid even really moves at all. Like, his animation is like the same, but like he's enveloped by the, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's like someone just tore off the human cover mask of it. Right? In a way that doesn't interrupt his flow of movement. And then we just see him in full ghost mode. And that really just... It's one of those things where, like... Because some of the ghost things make me physically, jump, recoil, and stuff like that. But sometimes there are these moments where something frightens you on a deeper level where you don't have a physical reaction to it. But you definitely have one on the inside. And that was definitely that. That was probably what freaked me out more than anything else in the episode. Especially when he launched his attack, like, he realized that she sees her because she couldn't hide that reaction, because, of course she couldn't. Like, seriously, it's definitely understandable that she couldn't hide that. But, like, as soon as the kid noticed that, he charged. And man, was Miko freaked out. But we also had our guardian spirit thingies save the day, which is always appreciated, for sure. And that was an interesting fight we got there. And as always, half the enjoyment of the fights is just Hana not reacting to any of it, because she doesn't see any of it, while Miko freaks out. That is always half the enjoyment for me on those things. And then she held up the two fingers, which at first I thought I was misseeing things, because I was sitting here thinking, didn't we already have two? I must be just misseeing, because how she's like wobbly, the spirit, right? But no, they reiterated that there was two left. He was right about... Yeah, it helped me 3 times. From Dangerous Monsters 3 times. Yeah, and they comment on it being the second. So, the only way I can rationalize that is that the first time we met them didn't count as one, and when they said 3, it was 3 after that. Which I think that was a theory I had to begin with. Like, that was a potential possibility. And I guess that's just how it is. So, either way, yeah, I'll just operate under the belief that there's one save left, and it's we're not sure exactly what we're gonna do after that. I guess it's almost kind of like lighting a fire on her butt to figure something out on how to deal with the more dangerous spirits beyond just ignoring them, because it doesn't always work. She's really good at it, having a poker face. Even when that ghost axe went through her head, she stayed pretty cool. She wet herself, but she didn't let any of it show. But that you can't rely on that happening every single time, and that was a good example of it. I think what happened there was that she couldn't hide her reaction to the kid going from looking like a normal human kid to a scary ghost kid, and he picked up on that and attacked. I think that's what happened there. And if there's moments like that at all, then you can assume there's going to be more in the future. So something's got to be figured out. Something's got to be figured out. She needs, because I know she tried to get the beads before, but those broke, so we got to figure something else out. I don't know what exactly, but more bad ghosts will show up, and she needs to figure out a way to deal with them. And that kind of has been a bit of a trend of thought that she's had lately, how to deal with the ghosts going forward. You know, questioning her current way of doing things and trying to figure out what to do. So we are, definitely finding a need to accelerate that for sure with all that. And then we had our stinger, which was just seeing Zen Sensei doing what he does. And luckily the cat was saved because the students were able to interrupt. And the scene pretty much went as well as it could have. Like, the worst case scenario was, he kills them to kill any potential witnesses, but luckily he hadn't done anything yet, so they weren't witness to anything yet, so he could just cut his losses and just leave, and find another cat, which was a smart move on his part, and it also meant that they're safe and the cat's safe. So yeah, without question, that was the best scenario. We could have got out of that scene, but I think the cat also didn't really stick around to let the girls pet him, which I think they were a little bit bothered by. But and then they called it feral, which I think the term that they used for was yase or whatever, which is like wild, which I think is also used to refer to Pokemon, so that's why it came to mind. But yeah, I really hope somebody puts a stop to this man, because he definitely belongs in prison without question, and definitely does not belong as a teacher in a classroom. Like, if the rest of the faculty knew what he does, I don't think he would be allowed to keep his job. They would probably fire him. So hopefully that can happen. He can get fired and then go to prison. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. I don't know how exactly we would swing that, really. But I'm actually not even sure the legality of murdering a cat is exactly, especially wild ones. But I have to assume it's against the law. Like, it's one of those things I never really looked up, but kind of just assumed that was considered illegal. And I'm sure it is. I'm just not sure to what extent. Like, especially serial cat killer. Like, is there precedent for that legality wise? I don't know. But I just hope he gets what's coming to him, is kind of the point I was trying to make. But yeah, I think I've already had way too much time spent in this discussion, so I think I'll end it here. So thank you for watching. The Patreon, subscribe, like that kind of stuff. And I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.